Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hobby Night. I have had it requested for me to show off my studio space, so today, that is exactly what the Chaos Cultist and I are going to be doing. Let's begin. I thought we would go ahead and start our studio tour in the room you've probably seen the most, but it is probably one of the most important rooms as well, and that is the hobby and gaming space. I spend so much time in this room. All of my favorite things, well, many of my favorite things are in here, not all of them. There are some other rooms that have some of my favorite things as well, but this has so many of my favorite things, and I thought we would start by frankly talking about the desk that I use most often. Now, I originally bought this desk. I think I've been using this desk for like, what is it, Chaos Cultist, 5 years now or something like that?
I would actually say it's closer to 7.
Oh my gosh, okay, I have been using this same desk for 7 years, and you might be going—
You can kind of—
You can definitely tell. You can definitely tell with all of the like paint stains and glue stains and probably some scuff marks and scratches that I've cut into it as I've done hobby projects on it. But it has done so well for me, and actually one of the reasons I got this particular desk originally is twofold. I used to have our studio in a very tiny space, like a 1,000 square foot apartment. And I know that might still be a lot of space for some of you, but honestly, when you see my collection, you'll understand what I mean when I say that was a very cramped space for what I had. But I used this desk because we had everything crammed into this one little room, and we needed a desk that I could do hobby stuff on. It kind of functioned as a dining room table as well. We played board games on it at the time. It functioned for a lot, and one of the reasons we got it was because it folds down. You can kind of see these legs here that fold down, and you can actually fold the sides down. You can actually collapse it completely. Both sides do that, and then you've got some drawer systems in the center, which I really like. That was very convenient, one of the reasons I bought it. But I will say it is pretty stable, but not the most stable. And if I didn't the problem is I haven't really found a need to replace it yet because it still functions for me. And one of the reasons and one of the ways I've been able to stabilize it is by these mounts that we have on the table itself, which we'll talk about in a little bit more detail here in a second. And I'll probably have Chaos Cultist explain them because he's the one who set this up and it's been working so well for us. But like this table has been so nice. I got it at IKEA 7+ years ago, and it's been traveling with me since. They do. It's a little more expensive than what I originally purchased it for. I actually think we got this as a really good deal. Like it was sub $300, I think it was. It was really inexpensive.
I don't think it was that much. I want to say it was like 160.
It might have been, yeah. It was really, really affordable at the time, and it has lasted me so long. So genuinely, if you're in a small space or you just want something that's really flexible, this table is fantastic. Now, for the setup up here, which is what a lot of people have always been asking me about, especially since we've moved and everything, I thought I'd have Chaos Cultist talk about it because this has been working really well for me, but I actually don't know much about it. So Chaos Cultist, please.
Yep. So what this is a collection of mounting brackets and overhead camera equipment, mostly by the company Newer. You've probably seen them if you shop camera equipment on Amazon or anything like that. But I found this 3-legged, 3-bracket setup that connects at 3 locations on the table and then has multiple cross beams for attaching cameras, lights, microphones if you wanted, that sort of thing. And so all in all, it's been very good for just helping us set up for both miniature painting, because back in the old place, we really had the problem of the camera got a good angle, but it blocked you.
Oh my gosh, so when I used to paint on this table, the camera was so close to the table that when I would be sitting in my chair and everything like this, it would be so in my way, and it was such a pain in the butt. Like, I will admit, it was a huge pain in the butt. This, having it overhead like this and being able to have this camera here has been such a godsend, honestly. It's made my painting, of the tutorials of doing live streams so much easier, which is why you've been seeing more hobby streams from me lately. Because I can do it a lot more easily. It's not cumbersome, and it's not honestly tiring on me, because before I'd have to be like leaning in weird ways and sort of squinting a little bit, honestly, because of just angles and it being awkward. It no longer is the case, and I absolutely adore this system. On top of that, because we have this against the wall, it actually does add a little bit of stability, so we don't have as much wiggle, because this table, like I said, can wiggle a little bit. Like that singular leg that each side is mounted on, it does cause a little bit of problems, but this has made it more stable. Having it against the wall has made it more stable, and it has turned this space into a really functionable live streaming space and recording space for me, which has just made content production so much better, and I'm very grateful for it.
So I want to go ahead and take us through the painting.
Yes.
The paints real quick. We're not going to go through them individually paint by paint or anything like that.
No.
Thank you for bringing your bosom over so I can speak into it.
Yes.
Because that's where the microphone is. But yeah, so people sometimes ask about our storage solution. So these shelves down here are literally just IKEA little shelves, like little bedside tables, I think is what they're marketed as.
Yep.
But so we have this paint rack, which is from this company, Flydolix.
Yes, I think we just got it off of Amazon.
It's an Amazon brand. I'm sure you might be able to find it under a different name. Similar for this paint rack, where we have the first set of Duncan Rhodes paints plus some BattleTech and other associated paints.
Which I absolutely love. Like, I have been using the Duncan Rhodes Tooth and Coats paints so regularly recently. They're very, very nice. And I was recently sent the Wave 2 and Wave 3, which I've also been diving into. If you've been watching my live streams, you'll have seen that a lot, and I absolutely love them. So thank you for sending those to me.
And then we also have the War Paints Fanatics line, which actually came with its own little paint stand in the box when we bought the set, which was nice.
Yes.
And then finally, the sets that we've had the longest are from Hobby Zone.
Which I adore.
Here, I'm gonna hand Angela the camera, and she can take you to talk about the other ones real quick.
Yes, so you see these probably behind me a lot. These are Hobby Zone display or storage containers, and I absolutely love these. So I've tried to put my...
Sit down.
Oh yes, I've tried to put my most convenient things in the section behind me. So in these 3 drawers right here, I just have a bunch of loose, usable,
Scattered terrain for bases?
bases. No, just literal bases. Literal, unused bases.
Pull the drawer out and show them the drawers. Oh, yeah, you hate that I keep these, don't you?
No, I love this because I use these for doing samples and doing tests a lot, which is great. And if I'm building something and I happen to not have a base, which has happened way more often than I am comfortable admitting, I have them here because they're just conveniently available. This is where I've been keeping like all of my paint handles, which I have a variety of different ones. I still think my preferred favorite is the Redgrass Gaming one, just because of that spinning top, but I keep...
Yeah, that ergonomic handle with the spinning top.
Yeah, because I just love also being able to have so many of these loose caps around with various projects on it, which especially is nice for batch painting. It's just super convenient. So basically all of the stuff for attaching minis to handles is in this row here. I have a couple more handles as well here because I have a bunch. I've tried a variety of them, and depending on what I'm working on, it honestly depends on which handle I'll end up using.
How heavy the mini is, really.
Exactly. Some of them, I have some like really chonky handles that work really well for heavier, larger miniatures, but the Redgrass Gaming ones are what I use for most of my smaller miniatures because they just fit on it so nice. I also have stuff like my pins for opening up my paints if they happen to seal or are fresh, as well as my drilling tools for like drilling out barrels and all that kind of stuff. It's also been really useful as I've been working on more of my Tamiya kits because oftentimes I need to drill holes in those and that kind of thing, so having that really convenient is nice.
What's in the longer drawer? Spin the other way.
Yes.
Or that way, that's fine too. No.
There we go.
There, thank you.
So in these longer drawers are all of my tufting materials, as well as some sculpting materials, as I'll show you down below. So the top 2 are just tufts, mostly from Redgrass Games, but also a few from the Army Painter. I do still use the Army Painter tufts some, but I really like, sorry, not Redgrass Games, I said that wrong. Gamer's Grass, because Gamer's Grass has those wild tuft designs, which are uneven borders, and I just think that works super well. Plus, I love these 2mm size tufts. Oh my gosh, like, I love them.
Those 2mm size tufts from what company?
Gamer's Grass. They're really, really good. They're also vibrantly purple, but they make them in a whole bunch of different color tones. More natural colors if you want, but these are really nice for like alien colors. They work great for my Tyranids. And so they've just been...
I was gonna say, what is that stack over there?
This is a bunch of other tufts that I have not used yet that was generously sent to me by actually a YouTube member. So thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. I have a bunch actually for my lizard men. Let's see, can I get to yeah. So I have a bunch of these, which are going to be continued to use on my lizard men projects, which you might have just seen me working on my lizard man like Slan idol head. That I'm probably gonna end up using some of these like really cool jungle like plant pieces with that, because I got these, they're paper and they work really well. They're super, super cool. So it'll be a mix of probably the tufts and those. Very excited. But yeah, I have a lot of tufts, okay? Like I have maybe some might say too many tufts, but I say that they're cool, and I actually when I actually start getting down to basing, I go wild and I end up just using a ton. So it's really not a problem that I have a lot. Don't judge me. We should talk about some of the non-hobby, well, I mean, technically this is still hobby-related stuff, but it's not supplies for producing new content.
But it is Warhammer related.
But it is Warhammer related, and this is one of the things that you've probably heard me actually talk about a number of times on the channel, but I am so proud of this collection because Chaos Cultist and I worked very hard on getting some of these books and finding them and making sure that we had a very full collection of all of the old Fantasy Flight games, Dark Heresy, and other, like Rogue Trader, etc.
Now, to be clear, we do not have all of it.
We do not have all of it.
We have like maybe half.
It pains me to admit that, but yes.
And we have nothing of Dark Heresy 2.0.
No, we didn't get anything for Dark Heresy 2.0, but that I'm less concerned about. I really wanted like the core original.
I'm proud of this copy of Dark Heresy.
This one?
Yes. Because it's not by Fantasy Flight.
No.
It's actually by, focus. Here, can you pull it out and read it?
It is by Black Industries.
So for a brief period of time, Black Library was trying to publish rule books like this. And before it went on to Fantasy Flight games, like, what, 20 years ago or something like that? I'm old, okay?
We're both old, it's fine, we're ancient beings.
If you are familiar with the Rogue Trader video game, or you've heard about it, these are the books that they are based on. I would definitely say they are not a one-to-one interpretation, but
definitely influenced.
If you played one and then went and played the other one, you would be like, oh yeah, I see it. Okay.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I think I talked about that in both when I did like my playtest version of Rogue Trader, because I did get to do like early access of Rogue Trader back when it was not even out yet. And then when I did my actual official playthrough, which you can go watch on the channel after this if you want to. I think within the first like 3 episodes, I commented on how much the game.
3 episodes. You commented in the first 3 minutes.
Probably the first 3 minutes. You're probably right. Yeah, I think I commented on the first 3 minutes of how well they did on capturing the RPG in the digital version. It's so good, but we have other things to talk about.
I was gonna say, let's talk about the wrestling shrine.
Yes, so this is not nearly our entire collection of wrestling action figures. If you remember our old studio space, we had a whole bunch on the walls. We just have not decided to do that this time around, but we did pick some of our favorites and some of our more like fancy figures to put on display.
Okay, so we have a Chase Darby Allin.
Yes, Chase Darby Allin, Chase Anna J, which was really cool. I think that, the Darby Allin I think we bought from a store.
The Darby Allin we found at a store. The Anna J
we got in a pre-order.
We bought it through Ringside Collectibles, and it just showed up.
It was so cool. Yeah, I opened the box and I was like, oh my god, I got sent a Chase in my pre-order. That is so awesome.
And
so
I'm very happy that we also have what is to this day still my favorite AEW match.
Oh yeah. Such a good match.
Hangman versus Moxley is probably my second favorite.
The one that happened just recently?
Yeah. I have to let recency bias fade.
Yes. No, this is a fantastic match.
But Dustin is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers long term. Mm-hmm. Cody is, of course, Cody. So we're very happy to have that. And we have NWO John Cena, which is probably my favorite of the actual wrestling action figures.
Yes, because, I mean, how can you not love that?
Around the side, we have the great Exalted One.
We actually have 2 of him. We have this one, and then we have
the other one in a second.
Okay.
But yeah, we have this one. And because he was early in AEW, one of our favorites.
Sammy Guevara.
Yep, I love his early YouTube work. More recently, I think he's not as hot as he once was.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
I, being a Southern wrestling boy, have to love Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's a requirement.
Our second Exalted One figure, the in memory of Brody Lee figure, with -1. He's still wrestling, I think.
Good, as he should be. I would hope that he is.
Yes, a set that I don't think we'll ever see on AEW again, Hookhausen.
Oh my gosh, I know, right? Oh, so sad. That was such a good tag team together. I loved them.
And the next one is entirely representative of me being a Southern goth boy and is in no way representative of my fandom of the podcaster, the Ultimate Series Deadman, Undertaker. Also, we have a bunch of Power Ranger figures.
Heck yeah, because Power Rangers are awesome.
Heck yeah.
We also have a small collection of our Black Library novels.
Mostly the Horus Heresy is up
Mostly
there.
Horus Heresy, yeah, this is where all the Horus Heresy went. We also have some D&D stuff at the bottom, some wrestling books, because if you haven't realized already from the walkthrough of our pro wrestling action figures, we are wrestling fans here in this household. And then we also have some comic books, because if you didn't know this already, although I have talked about it a number of times on the channel, but I actually studied comic books in, I almost said high school. That is wrong. I studied comic books in college, a much more prestigious place to study comic books, obviously. And so that's why we have a small collection of comic books in here too, because it is my origin. It is my nerd origin, although I will admit that it was mostly manga that I was reading, and a lot of the DC and Marvel stuff is Chaos Cultists. I am a weeb! I'm a weeb! Now that we've explored the hobby room, let's go see where all the wargaming happens. Hey guys, it's just me and Shay here jumping into the video to remind you to hit that subscribe button, as well as to smash that like button if you've been enjoying the content with us today, because I really like having Shay on, and if you want to see her come back, you should definitely subscribe. Now, if you want even more content with us, you can check the links below. We have links to both our safe for work content as well as our spicier content. So there's plenty for you to explore. Now, let's go ahead and get back to the video. Welcome to my Wargaming room. This is where all the action happens, where we play our war games, and where I often honestly get my ass kicked, frankly, in these war games, because I'm okay at playing them, but it's not the best. So let's talk about this table, because I actually get asked about this all of the time. And all this table actually is, it is 2 IKEA kitchen islands. I don't think they're outdoor. I think they're just normal kitchen islands.
Yes, they are freestanding kitchen islands from IKEA.
Yes, that we have pushed together. We have a mat on it right now, but this is the just normal.
Yeah, you can see there's the seam right there.
Yes, there's our seam. So we just pushed them together. Now, the reason that we like this as our gaming table setup as much as we do is for 2 main reasons. One, it's a really good size for wargaming. As you can see, this mat fits on it perfectly with a little bit of an edge, which means we have plenty of flexibility when we're doing any wargaming that we want to do. But the main reason is specifically because it has all of this shelving on the sides. Now, if you wanted to, in the center, which you can kind of see right here, there's a gap. There's no shelving here. You could put seats if you were like having this as an actual island, but we pushed them together, and what we did is we put all of our big bag storage for our miniatures and like those old like, I don't remember.
Army cases.
Yeah, the army cases basically beneath, and it keeps them out of the way. We don't have to access them that much because most of them are completely empty, or if they do have miniatures in them, they're unpainted, and I'm just not worrying about them.
A lot of old Space Marines. A lot of old firstborn Space Marines down there.
Exactly. So that is the table. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the rest of the room, because while the table is fascinating and I do enjoy being on top of it, we have other things to talk about. Specifically, these Josie, Jukosi cases. We bought these just before our move. This is what we actually moved, all of the painted miniatures.
Open the case. Because
Yes.
yeah, if you have to move house and you're wondering of a way to move your miniatures, this is a pretty good method.
It works super well.
Like you can just put blue tack on the underside of the bases or something like that. That will stick them to these metal cookie trays.
Exactly.
And they aren't moving. Some of them we've magnetized.
Yep, you can. Yeah,
you don't need to go that far, honestly. Just get some blue tack, and that is a great way. You're off.
I see that.
You see, because they're stuck to it, even when she puts them in wrong, they don't slide.
Exactly. See,
Did she put them in wrong again?
Did I?
Yes, she did.
Oh my god. Sorry, I like at an angle, it's so hard to tell. There we go.
There you go.
Ta-da! We're gonna pretend like I did that in the first take. Haha. All right, well, yeah, we use these for basically traveling all of our miniatures from one location to the other, and it worked really, really well. They're not super heavy.
And they're nice display pieces, so like when people are inevitably like, what the hell is in that weird box? You can just show them the window, and it's a lot less awkward than a gun case.
Exactly, which is really, really awesome. Next, we have a variety of...
Our shame terrain.
Yeah, our unpainted shame terrain. I mean, not all of it's unpainted, it's just the majority of it's unpainted, but you know what, it's fine. Because it still works great in our games, and I don't really mind. And eventually one day, I'll actually paint all of this terrain.
Sure she will.
But not today. Not today. We have the Citadel Giant board that I will eventually do something with. Dang it! I just haven't gotten to it because I'm a coward. Because I'm a coward, guys, and I don't know what I want to do with it, but I really want to do something with it. I haven't fully decided what the official final plan for it is. And that's why I haven't actually done anything with it.
Before we move on to the art portion of this, actually, I want to start the art portion of the discussion, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to begin with this print, which was a Christmas gift from Mama Cultist.
Yes, this was a Christmas gift from Mama Cultist.
Yeah, forgive me, I couldn't remember if it was Christmas or a birthday, but yes, this was a gift from my mother. Those of you who have been here in the Warhammer community for a while, Angela.
This book here is responsible for so much of my and Angela's life.
It's really true. This book right here is responsible for what you see here today. Not actually, but partially. Because without this, I don't think I would have ever gotten into Space Marines the first time, and this channel may not exist.
So to clarify, this was the first Warhammer / rulebook / RPG book / wargaming book the cultist ever bought. I read this thing and carried this thing around for like 3 years as a child, like studying it cover to cover, and now I have the art print.
Heck yeah, and I want to know in the comments, everybody down below who had, which codex was their go-to that you read all the time, that was like the gem of your collection when you got started, because I know that every single one of you has a codex just like this, just like the Chaos Cultist did. So, I wanna know what yours is.
So, and to continue the art discussion, however.
Yes, so I wanna...
From this beautiful painting print to this.
Yes, so this is a absolutely stunning stained...
All of our beautiful Warhammer art, I just realized, is like gifts to me.
Yes, because, well, I wanted to do something cool for you. So I didn't make this. I did not make this. Jess made this. She is amazing. That's the artist who created this stained glass piece for me. She knew nothing about Warhammer when I reached out to her. She knew a little bit about magic because she's a fan of that. And it's actually how I discovered her. But this is a beautiful, and I'm gonna hold it back up to the light so you can see some of the colors again. This is a beautiful stained glass piece that I had commissioned for Chaos Cultist's, I think it was a birthday present. And it turned out absolutely stunning. Like, I am so genuinely pleased with how this thing came out. I look at it every single day. Every time I come up my stairs to go past this room, let alone go in this room, I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. And I really love just how it turned out. So Jess, thank you so much. Love it. All right, this is our Codex collection, starting from as late back as 3rd edition.
Actually, we have some second.
Yes, sorry, yes, you're right. We do have some 2nd edition codexes here, although I don't think either of us played 2nd edition.
No, I got into the habit of trying to collect some of the older codexes a few years ago, and more recently it's just gotten absurd, so I gave up.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
But yeah, so we have a large amount of the modern lore and rules, along with a couple of years of White Dwarf we used to have a subscription to.
Yep.
More modern rules for some of the non-core games. Kill Team, The Old World, Horus Heresy. As well as, you were talking about our Warhammer book collection. So this is some of our rarer / just didn't fit anywhere kind of Warhammer books.
Yeah, and also some of our more recent stuff, because we do have a couple of the Siege of Terra books.
Those are first editions, though.
Yeah, so we put them over here. And then we also have some like cool art books for both BattleTech as well as Warhammer.
Well, Realm of Darkness, this is the old...
Yeah, this is like...
This is the old lore book for Chaos.
Yes, which if you guys have never looked in this, it is bloody cool as hell. I love all of the art in it. Like, it just looks absolutely stunning. Like, look at them. I love them. It's so good. Every time I open this book, it doesn't matter what page I open it to, there's inevitably going to be some sort of artwork that absolutely just makes me squeal because it's so good. Look how beautiful it is. I miss Games Workshop doing this style of traditional art. Listen, don't get me wrong, I love some of the gorgeous new digital art pieces that they're creating, but damn it, I miss some charcoal, okay? In my Warhammer, I miss some charcoal and some ink.
Every now and then, someone will ask about your bolter. I do apologize, however. The artist was an Etsy artist out of Russia, and since the Ukraine invasion, they got cut off. So
yes.
I can't give you a link or anything to them, but check your local artisans, check your non-AI related Etsy artists.
Please do.
They make these cool looking props for actually a decent price.
They do, and you can get them like 3D printed and stuff now too.
Sure.
So like there's tons of options.
We bought this like 2019, 2018.
Yeah, so I think
3D printing was a thing, but the boom hadn't.
No, the boom hadn't happened. This is heavy. It is entirely made of wood. I also wanted to call out this little shelf a little bit more because I have a couple of other pieces on here that I'm just quite proud of. Some that were painted by me and some that were gifted to me by others. That's true. You're right. So this was my recent diorama. You may have seen me do the video on it, and I had to put my little award next to it because I'm very proud. This was a 3D sculpt that I painted recently with Shay, and I just really enjoyed it, and I thought the Charizard turned out really cool, so I had to put it up here. But these other two pieces here, this beautiful elf and this awesome like warrior barbarian lady who kind of looks like me, were actually gifts that were sent to me by some fans, so thank you guys so much for these. I know a couple of you had asked about them when we had moved. They are here, they are totally safe, and I've been having them on display because I absolutely adore them, and thank you guys so much for sending them to me. I also have some of my Tamiya kits that I've built over here, both the tanks and some of the planes on the other side. But the real important shelf, I would say, or shelves in this entire room are probably these 3 containers here. Oh, you're gonna turn on the lights? Yeah. Oh, well,
there we go.
There we go. So we have these 3 containers, glass containers, which I don't actually think IKEA sells anymore. Like they sell something similar, but not this one specifically any longer. I don't know why, they just discontinued it. So you can't get this specific one.
Detolf, I think it was called.
Yeah, I think it was called the Detolf, and they just don't make it anymore, unfortunately.
But this is where all the projects from the years of Hobby Night and before, but mostly Hobby Night.
Yeah, I was gonna say, most of these I have painted since.
Live on.
Yep, painted since starting the channel. And I have honestly, every time I come up here and look at this, I'm very pleased because I feel like there's a lot of variety in here. I think it ended up looking really cool. I'm very happy with like how everything's turning out. There's even really recent stuff like that slan head. Yep. We've got stuff from board games. We got stuff from Imperial.
My Eldar army.
Yes, your Eldar army. The one that we're rebuilding because you sold it originally and we had to like recollect it. The Nids, the Orcs. Whoa!
The Imperial side.
Yes. Oh, the Imperial side?
Yes.
Screw Chaos and then...
Well, we already panned over that.
That's true, that's true. Here we go. Here are the Imperial. All of our Hobby Knights, which is my custom chapter of Blood Angels.
And then the Knights.
And then the Knights!
And some sisters and some just old special characters from my collection.
Yep, and some cool new special characters from my collection. And then Star Wars and Marvel.
And a bit of BattleTech.
Oh, and a little bit of BattleTech. Yes, I forgot the BattleTech mechs were over here. I thought this was all just atomic mass, honestly. I thought that's what I had made that shelf.
Sorry, but no, it is not.
And yeah.
We already showed this, but just so it's not through the glass.
Yes, my beautiful, beautiful Death Guard and the beautiful Necrons.
your beautiful random
Age of Sigmar
dudes.
More random Age of Sigmar dudes. But yes, we have a massive collection of the painted stuff. And honestly, I'm glad that this has grown as much as it has. And as much as it was annoying to have to figure out how to transport them when we moved, I'm glad that I had to transport this much. Like, just being able to produce and be satisfied with having this much painted miniatures around has been really, really like just cool for me as a content creator, because one of my objectives for this channel that was a personal objective was trying to get more of my collection painted, explore new things, challenge myself when it comes to painting. And these cabinets are a representation of that succeeding, and I absolutely love it. Last but not least, I want to talk about our wonderful Joy Toy collection of toys.
You walk them through it so you can get zoom in.
Yes, of course. So we have a lot of miniatures to show, or really
Just walk in on them, honestly.
Yeah, so we've got Blood Angels, which are probably some of my favorites. I really love the display that I did with these guys. They look bloody fantastic.
Aha!
Ha ha ha! Puns. We also have some Custodians with Gilliman. I mean, just look at Daddy Gilliman. He looks so good. Also Caldor. Oh, sorry, Caldor. There we go.
I give
The
her
Custodians.
the camera for 30 seconds.
And I messed it up. I know. We've got some beautiful not sisters. I looked at the gold and the black, and
Those
I got
are not sisters.
No, these are Templars. These are Templars.
Do you know what a sister of battle is, ma'am?
Yes. Yes, I bloody do know what a Sister of Battle is, okay? I have cosplayed a Sister of Battle. I don't know why, but okay, actually I know why. It was the red, the white, and the black, honestly. Like, their color scheme goes so well together that legitimately I just went, those colors are sisters and definitely no other chapter.
Okay.
They belong to no one else. Sorry, Black Templars, they're not your colors anymore. Fight me in the comments.
Below that, she has some beautiful 1950s space robots.
I love these 1950s space robots. Please allow me to pull one of them out.
You're gonna take out the Iron Hands leader.
No.
Yes?
No.
Close.
Almost, but not. I love this robot. Joy Toy sent me the majority of these figures. Thank you, Joy Toy, for that. And I think of all of the figures they sent me, legitimately, these 1950s space robots are probably in my top fave of all the action figures they sent me. I don't know what it is about this big, chonky, round boy, but I love him and his brother over there, and they are delightful. I can't get over it. They're so good.
Let's go talk about the fists.
Yes, my Imperial fists, my babies. So this is my, technically, father. This is my father, Dorn. He is amazing. So this is actually probably my largest collection. It is Imperial Fist driven, and I am so grateful for that because my OG army, when I started Warhammer in 5th edition, was Crimson Fists. And while these are not Crimson Fists specifically,
They got fists.
they have fists and they are their brothers. And so I am so pleased, and obviously Dorn is their daddy. Dorn is still my boys' daddy. So
And also, these are Horus Heresy ones.
They are the Horus Heresy ones,
So
which-
they would just be the progenitors too.
Exactly, exactly, which is why I absolutely love this display. I actually spent a lot of time on putting this display together. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. And honestly, I come up here and I stare at Dorn more than I stare at Gilliman because he just looks so cool. He just looks so good. But I actually really, really, really like not only the first ones that we bought ourselves, which are the Kriegsguardsmen, and some of them are missing their hats right now. But it's fine. It's fine. He lost it in battle. It's okay.
I think it fell behind the shelf.
I think it did too. But we have all of them, love them. They're what sort of got us started on Joy Toy, and I'm absolutely so pleased by it. But I actually really like the Dark Angels as well.
Yeah, the Dark Angels might actually be my favorite group.
They stand out, I think, the most in regards to their aesthetic in toy form. That cream armor with the dark green and then the red and then a little bit of that gray. There's something about it that is so eye-catching in comparison even to the yellow of the Imperial Fist or like the bright red or even the shiny gold of the Custodians. Like, there's just something so eye-drawing to this. Also, best banner, and I can't believe they made it in toy form. This is like dead angel naked man on banner in toy form with broken sword. My heart just can't handle it. I just love it. The other thing that is also really cool is Celestine. We can't not downplay.
Celestine wants to always fall over.
She is so fragile, and I have broken her multiple times. I had to glue one of her wings back on. But she is also just a absolutely majestic piece of plastic in toy form. Now, this is something that I want to talk about that is entirely unrelated to Joy Toy, but it's going to wrap us up in this little section, because there's one other toy that I recently was actually able to acquire as part of my IPMS club, and I'm super grateful to them for it, because these are out of print toys. You can't get these anymore, but just check out this tank. Okay, look at this tank. It is amazing. It comes apart. I can't remember the brand of toy off the top of my head now that this is. It's some out of print. They don't make these anymore.
I'll try to put it on screen.
Yeah, we'll try to put it on screen, because I do, like, I remember looking it up and like talking about it.
Of it or something. Is it like a...
Oh yes, 21st Century Toys, thank you. Yes, 21st Century Toys. So they don't exist anymore. I think they closed a while ago, but there was a guy that came into my IPMS club that had a shit ton of these, and we raffled them off. And so I got this cool tank.
Is it a tiger?
I think it might be. I don't.
It's a big son of a bitch.
It's definitely.
I think
it's a tiger. I do think it's a tiger. It's definitely German for sure.
Yeah.
And I can't believe how much of this stuff comes off, including like this actually does lift off.
Oh,
and
yeah, there's like play space.
There's like, it's got an interior. Like, this toy is crazy to me. The reason I wanted to get it and at least one other toy, because I have this one.
Yeah, I think the other one's the one I asked for.
Yes. And we also got this truck. And the reason I got them is because they're scaled to my Joy Toy figures.
That's the first time we've actually put them in there.
And these guys will fit in this. So I want to do something. Like, I haven't decided if I'm gonna do a repaint or if I'm just gonna leave them as they are.
I think I might have to stop you from doing that.
I agree. That's why I haven't really done it, is because I'm like, these are so like classic toys.
I would rather you, okay, honestly, I would rather you position them in the truck.
And just do it as a display.
Well, do the photography, and then if you really want it repainted, I'll do it digitally. For the photography, but I really don't want to mess with that paint job.
No, I really don't either, because like, it's so crazy to me, and like the wheels turn, like these things roll, like even the tank like rolls.
Yeah,
the treads actually work. Like, you can see the treads working.
Wait, do that again, because I can get a good shot of it.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, that's sick.
Like, that's so cool, and then the treads on the tank work too. Like, that is so insane to me. Like, I can't get over how cool these toys were, and I had to add it to my Joy Toy collection because I was like, it fits so well. So that is why I gathered those, but this has been the Wargaming Room. Let's go show you the Dueling Room next.
Because everyone's house has a gaming room and then a dueling room.
Yeah, of course. You have a Wargaming Room and then you have a separate card dueling room, right? Let's go. And finally, welcome to my dueling room. Because yes, everybody in fact does have a dueling room. This is where the Chaos Cultist and I have collected all of our cards and TCG products. As you can see displayed immensely here, we have a ton of Magic the Gathering. We also have some of the Dragon Ball Z card game. We have some Pokemon, both modern and vintage. I also have some of the classic, like old school Japanese Pokemon in this container, which just makes me so happy to think about. We also have some anime card games, some wrestling like cards.
Show off the Yoshitaka Amano.
Oh yes, right here. So this is one of my favorite cards that I have pulled from Magic. There's actually been a number of them recently from the Final Fantasy card game, which you can see actually all stacked right here in a pile.
These are all of our either emotionally connected to cards or cards that had some decent value.
Some real good, gosh darn value with that Surge Foil Sephiroth. Still so excited. Still can't. My mind is still blown. But I was talking about this really cool Yoshitaka Amano card because this is actually one of my first like really cool pulls that I got from a set, and I actually bought the set because this was the card I was hoping to get. I admittedly had hoped I would, fingers crossed, have gotten a foil version, but I got one regardless, and I'm very, very pleased by that.
That one's worth like 10 times.
Oh, I know. That's why I kind of wish I had gotten one.
Talk about your treasure box.
Oh yes, so this treasure box is actually a really cool box that was sent to me for the Chaos Gate Demon Hunters game back when it was new. And I did some advertising for. I did some playthroughs of it on my channel featuring it, and they sent us this really cool box. And in it,
but what we've been putting in it.
Yes, but what we've been putting in it.
Just show the stuff on top.
Yeah, this basically there's really not much in the bottom, anyways. This is most of the gems and jewels have been brought up here. So we have had this collection of just like really cool like coins and blocks of like metal.
I have a thing for currency from fantasy universes.
Yes, and we also have a couple of like really cool just like coins and pins
Yeah,
from
we have
like
some challenge coins in there as well.
Exactly. You know, I should move my my award maybe down here.
Maybe.
Down the line. I also have
the
old school. I have all of them. The gold plated Pokemon cards. Let's see, where's the
I hope they don't get scratched up.
I'm sure they've gotten a little scratched up, but I'm never gonna sell them. Like it's a nostalgia thing, okay? I'm never getting rid of those. I worked hard as like a 14-year-old Angela to collect all of those things and convince my parents to, I think, to go to Burger King. Wasn't that where they were giving those out?
That sounds right.
I think there was something that you were doing at Burger King, because it wasn't just like you bought a meal. You had to like buy them separately, but I convinced my parents as a child with a lot of desperation to get me all of them, and I will never get rid of them, specifically for that reason. But this is where we have been displaying all of the cards. We've done actually a fair amount of organization with this, which is why we have all the various different containers for things. They're not really cohesive, but they definitely all work. And honestly, we have so much at this point that most of it is just like bulk and stacked in these big gray ones. But a lot of the cooler ones or some of the decks that we have are in these individual containers so that we have easy access to them and we can throw down on the table.
Oh, open up the green book.
Oh yes, this is one of the most recent additions to our collection, and much like this being all Final Fantasy stuff, this is all also Final Fantasy stuff because we wanted to go old school and actually have a binder filled with the cards, and we've done pretty well so far. We haven't bought anything.
I've been putting them in here in numerical order.
Yeah, we're putting them in numerical order. The commander cards are just behind the ones that they overlap with. We didn't do anything special for them. But we've honestly got a pretty good collection of, especially the commons and uncommons. We've opened 2 play boosters and 1 collector boosters in total, so like...
I think we have every common and most uncommon.
Yeah, we don't have everything yet, but like honestly, it's a really fun collection, and I just am very happy.
A lot of these are potentially in this stack of bricks.
That is true. But I'm just very happy with aesthetically how this set turned out. And honestly, the lands are some of my favorite. Like just the basic lands. The art on them is gorgeous. They look stellar.
True, but God, show the tokens page.
Oh my gosh, yes, the tokens. Like the tokens are really cool as well. Also, we're missing 1. We have all but 1 token.
Yeah, we're missing 1 token, which I think might be with one of the commander decks. So I suspect we still have it.
You're probably right.
But it might just be in one
in
of
there,
those.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've not pulled one, so obviously it's a rare token, I guess. I don't think it's actually labeled as rare, but I just mean that.
Sometimes you end up with a few tokens that cost like $5 because they're just
that uncommon. Yeah, exactly. All right, so that is the majority of the cards. We do have one other wall we'll look at, but we're gonna talk about that in just a moment. Over here, we actually have the start of our second Star Wars Lego display because we like Star Wars Lego too much and we keep buying more things from it. Although we are focusing our Lego efforts on One Piece coming up very soon, so
like 6 days from now.
Yes, but this is something that we've set up recently. You've seen this before, I believe, but this case is actually brand new.
And I need to do more in here. Hello, you can actually see me.
Yay! But yeah, no, we needed to add more to this, and I think it does have lighting, doesn't it?
Yes.
There we go. So yeah, it has lighting and everything, which is really cool. We want to get a second one and put it in this corner to flank both sides and put even more, because we have still unbuilt sets of stuff that's important to us for Star Wars. We just haven't built them yet.
Yeah, because I started
and we need to display those. Exactly. So we need to display those somewhere, and that is the whole objective. Now, separating our other Lego display is some more cards, as well as 2 lovely portraits of, or artist renditions of Jinx and Vi.
Before you say V.
I was gonna say V, but no, Vi. A Violet. which I actually really, really love. Now, we are planning on slightly rearranging what's displayed in these cases. Not this one. I think this one's pretty much staying the same.
Yeah, we have our Dungeons and Dragons secret lairs.
Right, which is really, really cool. I absolutely adore this collection, especially the Beholders, but even the Baldur's Gate 3 stuff, the just like covers and everything, like they all look absolutely delightful.
Also, shout out to our Urza.
Oh yes, our one Urza that we pulled randomly from that one box of convention box that I got.
But this case, you right now it's full of like Arcane and Saturday Morning D&D, and there is some orcs.
There's some 40K orcs in there.
Oh, and some Frank Frazetta.
Yes, but this case is actually going to be emptied because we need to put in.
They're over here.
Is this?
They're mostly there.
Is this what we're putting in there?
Are we gonna do Final Fantasy or Warhammer?
I thought we were doing Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy, fair
Okay,
enough.
yeah, so...
Because over here, sorry, just to speak to this, other than some rare dragons and such...
Oh yeah, we do have the other...
Yes, you actually
Yes, my
have...
Blood Bowl team, which I don't think we've shown... Well, no, I did the unboxing on the channel.
Yeah,
but these are relative...
put the blood... for some reason I had in my head that we need to put the Blood Bowl
No,
ones
no,
out.
we're taking everything out
Show
of
the
that.
Blood Bowl.
Oh, sorry, here we go. Blood Bowl, reroll the ball. Touchdown!
Love that touchdown.
I know, it's really cool.
It's cool wastes.
Cool wastes. Perfect defense, I love it. The both down, and then the throw teammate.
Yeah.
Gotta throw that little goblin.
Which is just awesome because of, honestly, just Blood Bowl's cool. And the most important cards we have, of course, are the new Holo Uma Musume cards.
Of course.
Because you can't escape horse girls on the internet in 2025.
No, you cannot. But no, the plan for that case is to put as much of the Final Fantasy cards in there as we can because we have so many of them. That is at least...
We need a bigger case.
We need a bigger case. What really needs to happen is we need to buy another one of these containers so that we can then put it like over here or above the other display or something. Or maybe in a different room, I don't know. At this point, the Magic might have to start moving into other rooms a bit more.
No.
But that is all the cards in the room. What we have over here is more Star Wars Lego. And now this is a collection you've seen probably a couple times on the channel. If you follow my Lego channel, you've definitely seen it over there as well. But this is a lot of our Lego collection. This is probably the oldest portions of our Lego collection.
Yep.
It is entirely focused on some of our favorite ships primarily, but also just other like vehicles and display pieces from our favorite moments in Star Wars. And one in particular that's my favorite is I love the Ghost. Like I know it was a little controversial. Some people weren't like the happiest with it when it first came out, but since I never got the first one and I was only ever able to buy this one and build it, I'm very happy with how this build went.
It's just controversial because it was expensive, right?
I think so. Well, I also think it might have been like either smaller or like they had changed something design-wise.
The modern Star Wars is smaller. You can't complain about that.
I agree.
It's just how it is now.
Exactly.
I mean, you can complain about it, but you have to complain about it as a general problem with the line, not an individual set.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like everybody still kind of complains about it as individual sets, where it's really just, no, Lego has shrunk the sizes of their sets. But this is some of our oldest collection, and I just love how this has turned out. Like, we've kind of kept it displayed this way the whole time. The only main thing that we've added is we've added more to the wall, which I really, really love. And I imagine down the line...
We actually have more to do. It's what I've been waiting to do is I've been waiting to get the other case. Like
yes, there are other one of these.
And that way we could fully get all of that
arranged, displayed how we want.
Like one of them's just Imperial.
Yes.
Because we have so much just obviously Empire stuff.
Of course.
That makes sense to have one that's just Empire, and then potentially one that's just the Clone Wars. Because
see, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I feel like we need one that's just Empire, and we need, at minimum, we need one that is Clone Wars and one that is other stuff, or the main like movies or something like that. Like, because we just have so much of the Star Wars Lego at this point. And it's probably not gonna stop because I know there's a couple new things coming out that we want to get.
Yep.
So like, it's not going anywhere. It's gonna be part of my life forever. And I'm very excited about that. Now, the last thing to show off in this room is probably the most important thing in this room. And that, my dear viewers, is the Hobby Night table. This is something that I was generously given as part of a collaboration with the, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. I had it. What?
BBO?
Yes, BBO poker tables. Although they go by a different name when they're doing the gaming tables, because like when they first contacted me, it was BBO poker. when they as the progression went through, they turned into like game theory tables. No, like game theory tables or something like that, or like it was something like that. And now I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't have the part.
Sponsor time.
I don't have the sponsorship anymore. It's a long past one.
That was like
5 or 6 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah, so it's not something that I currently have, so I don't really feel that bad for forgetting, but I do feel a little bit bad. But this is where we actually do the majority of our non-wargaming gaming. If we're playing Magic against each other, we happen to use this table. You've seen me collab
It's very
here.
nice because it's actually speed cloth. Because
Yes.
BBO poker tables, or whatever they're called now, was a poker table maker for Vegas casinos and the ilk. So this is speed cloth. It's got that slight bit of like padding to it, so you can pick up cards. Dice don't make a huge amount of noise.
No, it's really nice.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure you never spill anything on it.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why we kind of have a light rule of only water at this table.
And here's the thing, because it's speed cloth, it's probably relatively stain resistant. I just don't want to test it.
I agree. I also don't want to test it because I do actually imagine that, like, considering it's used in casinos, and I imagine that drunk gamblers are probably dumping their booze on tables sometimes. I imagine the tables are fairly easy to clean and everything like that, but I don't really want to test that theory with like sodas or anything, which is what I would normally be drinking in here if I wasn't just using water. But I absolutely love this table, and honestly, you want to know what I'm really actually excited for this table? This table is going to be getting used hopefully relatively regularly going forward, because we're starting a brand new D&D game with some friends, and I cannot wait. And we're gonna be playing in here, and it's gonna be like a dream come true, and I'm so excited. That has been the end of my studio tour. I hope you all enjoyed getting to see a little bit of behind the scenes, a little bit of the space where we create the content that you guys consume and enjoy. And I just want to say thank you guys for consuming and enjoying the content, especially those of you that have ever liked, those of you that are subscribed to the channel, but especially those of you that are members and or Patreon supporters, because without your guys' support, we just would not be able to do this without you. So thank you guys so very much for giving us your support. I have been Angela, Chaos Cultist. Thank you so much for joining me on today's tour. It was lovely to have you all with us today in our studio. And until next time, I have been Angela. I'll see you guys later, and have a lovely hobby night. Where I stream. Because these PCs, this is where we've been doing the streaming. You guys have probably actually seen this location quite a bit, because you just see it from like this perspective. Where are you looking?
Your entire body.
Okay, excellent. So you're looking from like here. This wall is you. This wall is you. I'm sitting where I am, and I have my ass plopped here, and I'm like, boop, 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 gang, 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 gang. Ah! And then I scream a lot. We all know this. And that is what happens. So, and Chaos Cultist does all of the editing at this rig here. He also games with me on this one, which we'll be gaming. Well, this is not relevant to you guys, but we will be gaming later today on the day that we're recording this. I hope to see you guys live whenever we do that again, because it'll be past this at this point. Anyways, that is the hobby room. Let's go check out some of the other spaces.